Welcome back, gamers. Welcome back, game designers. We are with Bullets from Hell, and we are looking at Update 3. Update 3 is going to have so much added here. I'm going to be trimming this video down pretty hard. I'm trying to keep under a certain time, and I'm already wasting more time just talking about it. So first off, you're going to see our moving background. It adds a little bit more flavor, and gives you more of an idea of what you're looking forward to in the video game itself. As well as you're going to see this level select button, and I'm going to add in a new options area here. We're going to hit here, and we're going to go to the sounds, and we're going to mute everything in the background. It's also available for anyone that wants to have that silence while they're playing video games. Second is we have this level select here. We have level 1, 2, and 3 available to you. 4, 5, and 6 have yet to be finished up. But each of these are going to actually have a different character, different backgrounds, and different enemies across the board. So, without further ado, I want to go ahead and jump into those differences. Here we are with our Knight character, which is a new character. It's actually the newest that we've worked on. This has a slightly different amount of health, slightly different amount of mana, and you're going to see this ultimate meter adding up. That's a new thing we've added. I'm going to get to that here as we continue. So, first thing I want to go ahead and go over is the health bar is set for 150, and the health bar and mana bar have actually been set to the maximum values on the slider as they are supposed to be. So that is all fixed, and the percentage has been removed. As we attack here, we're going to do a little bit more damage than the wizard and druid previously. We're going to do 1.5 damage instead of 1 damage. It is an amazing difference on a basic attack on how much damage that really is. So we're going to go ahead and pound away these dragons and gargoyles and go ahead and get them off of our screen and get them away. Alright, so we've killed our first set of bad guys. We're going to go ahead and pause. We're going to go ahead and change up the ability here to the first ability. Mainly because it hasn't dropped yet, so we're going to go ahead and make that happen. Alright, so our first ability, when we pick up the pickup for that, we're going to hit right click, and we're going to get this sword. I'm going to be able to swing around and hit the bad guys with that sword. Alright. Second ability is this crazy rushing ram ability. It rushes until it hits an enemy, and then it pushes them further back. So, hit the bottom edge there. So see the dragon, push. Do some good damage as well. And see these projectiles? I'm going to right click, activate my circle of protection, and it's going to bounce back the projectiles back to the enemy. There you go. And other enemy projectiles can hurt other enemies. It doesn't necessarily hurt just the one that shot. So there you go. That's all 3 abilities for the Knight. That's how the Knight's health and mana is set up. I'm going to go ahead and speed forward to the ultimate. It's going to take a second for me to build that up, as it is a slow build. So stay tuned. Alright, so we have built our ult meter all the way up. We're going to hit our R to activate it, and when I do so, a little flashy animation, and I'm going to be able to absorb damage. So I'm taking less damage than I normally would from any attack, and then from there, eventually as it builds up, what it's supposed to do is allow us to take all the damage absorbed and blast it all out to all the enemies on the screen. Anyway, it completes our first character. Alright, so now I want to show you our forest level. I want to show you our forest creatures, our forest boss. I want to show you all of these, as well as a reiteration of our druid, so we can go over his ultimate as well. But I'll be skipping most of the druid's abilities. If you do want to see that, just look at our previous video. Alright, and here we are with our druid. We do have these new enemies here. I'm going to pause because these guys are fast. Alright, so first off, you're going to see pink, and pink in the gaming world means it's not finished yet. That's very correct. We do have artists that are on our team, however, they are finishing college right now, and, well, we want them to finish that first. So once they finish up that, then we're hoping to get them to help us work on this project and start making some aspects, or assets for us, one of those being a fairy creature. This particular fairy creature is very fast, shoots twice, although low damage, and has very low life. So I'm going to go ahead and demo those here on screen. Alright, so fairies are coming in hard. We're dodging as much as we can. It's kind of hard because they shoot a lot. Alright, pausing the game here again, and I'm going to show off these two here on the right side. Those two are our poisoner enemies. They will be shooting out a projectile that'll spin, and once it catches you, it'll actually try to lock in on you. So it actually traces and follows after the player. Once it does hit the player, it will do a poison damage to them as well. So do a damage over time. However, the damage over time is not in play as of today. That will be coming in very soon. We do have the script written, we just didn't have it debugged for today. Alright, but they have very low health, but the worst part about these creatures is that the top area here actually doesn't hurt them, because that is where they'll be shooting out of, and the bottom area is where their hitbox will actually be. What we are trying to do is make a kind of like a forest plant creature, and the top, where its mouth would be where it's shooting out the poison, and the bottom will be where the bulb of it would be. Kind of think of a piranha plant without a pipe, but instead of a little bulb at the bottom. Alright, so this is our last guy that we have for our forest area. This will become our Manticore. Our Manticore enemy will have more health than the other enemies in this area. However, still a little bit less than the dragon, just not as low as the others. He also, as you can see, is shooting 5 times. Imagine his tail shooting out, and that's what's actually shooting. Probably be easier if I just went vulnerable. He also does shoot slower than all the other enemies as well. So yeah, that's our third enemy. We're going to have 3 enemies per area, and we're trying to make each area individual. However, it's not guaranteed that we're going to actually have that ready to go. So what we are planning on as of today is to have as much as we can individualized per level and make every level feel different. Alright, so we have our big corrupt boss here. It's a corrupt tree, and he's going to have a... Oh, sorry. Should probably go over this too. We have a health bar for our bosses now. It is up here in this top right corner. You can actually get the exact amount of health a boss has, and you're going to be able to get an idea of where you're at. So, the corrupt tree is going to have a health value of 120. All bosses as of right now have 120 health points. And he is doing this little charge up move, and he's going to shoot out this giant bolt. The bolt is going to do a great amount of damage, and it's also going to track you down. As you can saw, if you just saw that for just that little tiny bit. The only part that is vulnerable on this corrupt tree is his eyes, as if I shoot the head or the bottom of the legs, it's not going to do anything, but the projectiles do stop. So you get kind of an idea of where that boss is going to be going. Okay, I've got one last thing to show you guys, and that's our last snow level, as well as our new enemies for it. So we are back, and we're actually back with our OG wizard buddy. We have the just the general fire abilities, stuff like that. So, cool. Let's start off with our new frozen enemy. So this is our same gargoyle as we had before, just teal colored, and shooting at this ice ball. Ice ball does a little bit more damage than the standard fireball did. And if, although we have no what's called PFI, we don't have anything player information for you, but it does slow down the player just so slightly for a short amount of time. It doesn't do it for an extended amount of time, just enough to kind of get the taste of it. A small thing I would like to point out here, and I forgot to mention this earlier, we have these new chests. If I go down to this area here and shoot this chest out, it'll drop a random item for me. So boom, slow them down, and there we go. Alright, the other enemy we saw was the skeleton mage, so he's going to do the same thing as he was doing before. And this is our new dwarven barrier enemy. So he's going to create this barrier here, and he's going to go up and down it. It has a certain amount of health, and I can break through that, and now I can shoot him. Alright, so he's not dangerous on his own, but when we place him with other enemies, he gets a lot harder. So, but you get the general concept of the enemy, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the boss of this area. Alright, so now we have our lizard folk boss right here. Our lizard folk shaman is going to go ahead and have his little dwarven barrier guys go help him out. He's going to spawn his own little posse to go with everything. So this is going to be a super long, super tedious fight. But that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to be a long, tedious fight here. So we're going to have these little spawner guys. They're going to shoot out every once in a while. They don't do a whole lot of damage. They do enough to mention it. As per mentioned earlier, the lizard folk has 120 health. And all the lizard folk's allies are dead. And notice he's not going around and spawning new ones. He's just accepting that his friends have died. Alright. Boom. Killed that guy. And you can see also that the boss is now dropping 3 items instead of just the standard 1. I'm pretty sure due to these errors we're seeing in the lower left corner, it is not taking us back to the main menu, but it is what is designed to happen at the end of each of the levels. But there you go, guys. That's everything we've added into the game. Oh, and I guess I forgot to show you the ultimate for the wizard. I'm going to write R, and oh, now we're back at the beginning. That kills, that does a lot of damage to all enemies on the map, so I guess there was one enemy still hidden behind corners somewhere. But that finished them off, so there we go. Alright, that's it, guys. Bullets from Hell is still a very much a work in progress, and we've seen a lot of bugs on this build. That's due to us pumping out as much content as we can, so I appreciate you guys sticking around and letting us know, you know, hey, are we doing a decent job? Do you think you guys would like to get this game in the future? You know, what are you guys thinking? Leave comments down below. Stay tuned, guys. Next update, 2 weeks.